Welcome to Digimasters Shorts. We are your hosts, Adam Nagus
and Carly Wilson, delivering the latest scoop from the digital realm.
Microsoft Edge 150 is keeping a key AI policy alive, leaving IT teams to question which browser AI controls are truly enforced across managed devices. The Edge History AI search-enabled policy remains available, even as Microsoft has paused the AI-powered history search feature it governs. That policy allows natural language and synonym-based searches in browsing history when enabled, and restricts results to exact matches when disabled. It applies to Windows and macOS starting with Edge 138 and can be managed through Group Policy or Intune, but it does not apply to profiles signed in with personal Microsoft accounts. Security teams are now being urged to review search suggestions, Copilot page access, account sign-ins, and extension permissions. Microsoft notes that disabling search suggestions stops typed characters and visited URLs from being sent as telemetry, though Bing-powered searches may still collect certain data points to complete requests. Copilot controls also require scrutiny, as page context access is enabled by default outside the EU unless explicitly configured. Browser history can reveal sensitive corporate activity, from legal research to unreleased product development, increasing the stakes for clear policy enforcement. Experts recommend auditing AI extensions after researchers linked thousands of installs to hidden data collection, including full-page content and user queries. Edge 150 is not a privacy fix, but a reminder for organizations to confirm that AI features, search data, and browser activity are governed by explicit, enforceable policy.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup is set to be the largest sporting event in history and also the most heavily surveilled. More than $1 billion in US government funding has been directed towards security upgrades, expanding surveillance across stadiums, transit hubs, and surrounding cities. Much of the investment is tied to countering unauthorized drones, but it has accelerated a booming public-private surveillance industry. Civil liberties advocates warn that once these systems are in place, they rarely disappear. Over 120 civil society groups have issued travel advisories cautioning visitors about invasive social media screening, device searches, racial profiling, and potential detention. AI-driven facial recognition cameras are being deployed in and around stadiums, collecting biometric data that can be stored and analyzed beyond the tournament. Law enforcement agencies are also expanding drone fleets capable of tracking movement, scanning cities, and intercepting communications. Ground surveillance is growing as well, with robot dogs, expanded CCTV networks, and AI-powered analytics feeding government data fusion centers. Critics point to recent Supreme Court rulings on immigration enforcement and new federal gender identification policies as adding further risk for international travelers. Privacy experts argue that with limited oversight and no comprehensive federal data privacy law, the true impact of this vast surveillance expansion may only become clear long after the final match ends. Google has launched its first new smart speaker in 6 years, a $99.99 Google Home speaker built for its Gemini AI platform. Reviewers say the hardware is the highlight, a compact, attractive design with solid 360-degree sound, responsive touch controls, and support for Matter and Thread smart home standards. While it doesn't match the richer bass of the older Nest Audio or some competitors, stereo pairing delivers room-filling volume for its size. The speaker can also pair with a Google TV streamer for simulated spatial audio, though performance varies depending on the content. On the software side, Gemini for Home brings more natural conversational voice control and stronger general knowledge skills than the old Google Assistant. It can interpret complex, multi-step commands and respond intelligently to casual phrases like, "It's too dark in here," adjusting lights without rigid prompts. But testing found Gemini to be slow at times, occasionally taking up to 10 seconds to process requests and sometimes misfiring on basic tasks like music playback or TV controls. The assistant also struggles with context retention and can be confidently wrong, raising concerns about reliability in everyday use. Some advanced features, including extended conversational mode and AI-powered automations, are locked behind a monthly subscription. The result is polished, affordable hardware paired with an AI assistant that shows promise but still falls short of being the dependable smart home upgrade many have been waiting for.
Japan has formally launched a national strategy to deploy 10 million AI-powered robots across 18 industries by 2040, backed by up to 1 trillion yen in public funding over 5 years. The plan is no longer a policy talking point, but a commissioned project led by Noetra and Japan's National Research Lab AIST under the supervision of the Industry Ministry and Innovation Agency. At the center is a physical AI multimodal foundation model designed to process language, images, video, and sensor data so robots can interpret and act in real-world environments. An initial version is expected as early as this fiscal year, with annual upgrades built using data provided by participating manufacturers. This year's contract alone is valued at roughly $2.3 billion, funded through government transition bonds, though future funding will be released through annual stage gate reviews. Officials have made clear that the trillion-yen figure is a ceiling rather than a guarantee, allowing Tokyo to withdraw support if milestones are missed. Noetra is backed by SoftBank, NEC, Sony Group and Honda, with engineers collaborating across industry and government research institutions. The strategy reflects Japan's familiar consortium-led industrial model, aligning companies that already produce robotics hardware and imaging systems. Industry leaders say the push aims to address severe labour shortages driven by Japan's ageing population and limited migration, targeting sectors from restaurants to medical care. With South Korea announcing a similar robotics initiative, the race to dominate physical AI is emerging as the next chapter in a global tech competition once centred mainly on chatbots and cloud services.
Thank you for listening to today's AI and Tech News Podcast Summary. Please do leave us a comment, and for additional feedback, please email us at podcast@digimasters.co.uk. You can now follow us on Instagram and Threads by searching for @DigimasterShorts or search for Digimasters on LinkedIn. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, and don't forget to follow or subscribe.